Welcome back to another episode of Professionals Podcasting. Today, we kick off a series with family law attorney Bernie Kempen discussing the facets of being a successful solo practitioner.
I'm entitling this podcast, or the first of this podcast, as Flying Solo with Attorney Bernie. You know, that sounds like maybe I want to fly by the seat of my pants, but the more that we get into the weeds with this, you'll find out why I have called this Flying Solo with Attorney Bernie. You know, I get just about every day, I get emails from people wanting me to participate in webinars as to how to grow my law firm. And these people who do these webinars seem to be impressed by people who have 7-figure law firms or 8-figure law firms, or 500 lawyers working in the firm. And they don't cater to people who've actually decided to keep it small and tight. You know, family law is different. My client is very vulnerable. My client feels that they're going to lose control over a large part of their lives. And they're not an insurance company, and they're not somebody who's adjusting a claim or negotiating a contract. Their entire lives are at risk. And they want to know that the attorney that they hire, the attorney that they made a connection with, is the attorney who's going to show up at court, is the attorney who's going to be there to advise them when there's some tricky negotiations in the works, or they don't understand the process. They want to be able to understand that attorney, where that attorney is coming from. The best service that I can give my clients is, when you wake up in the morning and you have that kind of nagging feeling in your stomach and you want to say, where am I? Oh, I'm at home. Why do I have this nagging feeling in my stomach? Oh, I've got this divorce going on. So at that point, I'd like my clients to know that Bernie and his staff are taking care of it so that they can go on and have a productive day and not worry about this. I tell my staff, if somebody ever calls us and say, what's happening with my case, then we're doing something wrong. You know, we should be on them saying, where's this? We need your schedule of assets and debts. We need your income information. We need your discovery, all this kind of thing. So it's important for the client to know that they are in good hands. They don't want to be fobbed off to an associate or a partner. Now let's talk about partners. Some things I've learned. Partnerships work well unless two things happen. You know, unless there's a loss or there's a profit, then partners start squabbling. Attorneys tend to be competitive. And I have found that the problems with partnerships or associates is that the spouse, the husband or the wife or the partner always thinks that their partner is working more and the other one is taking more time off. And of course, the biggest problem in family law is that I don't work on a contingency basis where I get a percentage of what we get. We work on an hourly basis. So that means I have to really spend my time managing other attorneys to make sure that they are billing their hours and they're getting paid for their hours. If they don't get paid for the hours that they bill, then it's a double whammy for me. There's no income, and I have to pay the attorney. So what I decided to do is to keep it small, keep it tight, keep it profitable. Work with paralegals. You know, I delegate a lot of my work to paralegals. My paralegals are the daily case manager. And I tell my clients that, I see everything that goes on in the office. I'm copied on everything. Everything is in the cloud. I see whatever is uploaded, whatever is downloaded. The paralegals are the daily case manager. And I pay them what they think they deserve to be paid. And unlike lawyers, lawyers are always looking for the next upward prestigious move they can make. And then you have to get into retraining people. I have 2 paralegals I work with. They are both very good, very efficient, very good with clients. I have an administrator as well. My entire staff, 3 of them, it sounds like a lot of people, 3 of them have been with me for between 16 and 21 years. So there's no turnover. The reason for that is allow them to work from home, and that is big. And of course, when you let people work from home and you pay them what you're worth, you can spend money on paying them rather than paying for an office, for office space and for other things that you need for the office, turning on the lights, turning on the water, all that kind of stuff. So it really works out well in the long run. And also, it's really conducive to customer service. A lot of lawyers don't think they're in the customer service business. I think they're owed a living. Somehow they need that respect. And they don't realize that there are a lot of very, very good attorneys out there. A lot of good attorneys. You don't have to be the best attorney. But if you're a good attorney and an efficient attorney, then you can be better than the best attorney out there who knows their law. Because clients want a response from you. They don't want to sit and wait for a few days. Our policy is if we get a call, then the client needs to hear back from us within 24 hours, if not sooner. And again, we discourage calls because we like to keep a record of everything. Emails are always better. Text can work, but email is always best. The other thing that I do is I answer my own phone. A lot of people say, "You're crazy." No, I know how best to handle an incoming call. I know how best to deal with a situation and put people at ease. And also, there's nothing wrong with letting a call go to voicemail if you're busy. Sometimes I prefer it to go to voicemail because then I can listen to what the client wants and what the questions are, that I can do my research before the time. So when I get back to the client, I'm in control of the conversation. I'm saying, these are your questions. These are the answers. This is what we're going to do. Rather than if somebody calls, say, who are you again? What is your name? Hey, give me a second. Let me look something up. Immediately, a client starts losing confidence in you. The most important thing that a client needs to know from you is that you are on their side and at their side. You need to be empathetic. You don't have to be the warmest person in the world, but you need to, because you're a lawyer, you're not a warm person usually. You don't need to be but you need to understand. And you need to understand the client's sense of urgency. So if I'm flying solo, if you're flying solo with me as attorney Bernie, you're not going to get fobbed off to somebody who doesn't know your case. Somebody who appears in court and all of a sudden the client realizes, oh, this person didn't know what I told Bernie in my first meeting, or he missed that, or she missed that. That is not a good, that's not a good place to be for any client. In any event, I'm going to touch on some of these things when we come back as to how to really set up your office. So the next time I'm going to get into the weeds as to how to set up your office as a sole practitioner. And also I'll cover some issues that I haven't had time to cover here before. So Haley, thank you very much for this opportunity to talk to you about why it's a good idea to fly solo with Attorney Bernie. Thank you.